guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. So happy to have you here with me today. Now, today's reading is a special video for the full moon that we'll be having coming up on the 31st of January. And this is a special full moon. It's a blue moon, and there's also a lunar eclipse happening at night. So for those of us, for example, I live in the U.S. For those of us here in the U.S., we should be able to see this full moon on the night of January 31st or, early morning on February 1st. And the blue moon, it's called the blue moon because there are two full moons in the same month. If you remember, we already had one at the beginning of January. I did a special full moon reading and giveaway at the beginning of the month, and we have another one. So there are two in the same month. And then the lunar eclipse, right, that's also happening the same night. And then it's called the blue moon because this happens once every approximately 2.7 years. So interesting month, I would say. Interesting week coming up is this last week of the month. So I have here for us the same spread that I do each month for the full moon. Okay, so the full moon spread, you'll see there, I've already laid out the cards really just to try to save some time. But I will go through, obviously, the positions, the meanings for the cards. And for this month, I'm using the Wheel of the Year Tarot. I've been using it quite a bit in the daily readings, the daily snapshot tarot readings, and I just love this new deck, so I decided to use it for this month's full moon reading. Okay, so we start off with the card in the release position. So this is what we need to be releasing at this full moon, and we have the Eight of Pentacles, okay, or the Eight of Coins. I'll give you all the cards and the positions, and then I'll sort of tie them all in together to give you the full meaning for the reading. So Eight of Pentacles in the release position. What we need to retain at this full moon is card number 20, the Judgment card. This is card 20 of the Major Arcana. In the receiving position, okay, what we have coming in at this full moon, we have Major Arcana number 7, Chariot. What we have surrounding us, okay, or how people in our environment see us, right, how they're viewing us at this full moon. We have the Ten of Wands. What we are giving to others at the full moon, so what we need to be giving to others is another Major Arcana, number 19, the Sun. And what we have beginning at this full moon is the Three of Pentacles. And at the center of the reading, our lesson for the full moon, we have Nine of Cups. Okay, so starting off with the releasing position. So we'll sort of work our way around and then come to the middle with what we are learning. So in the release position, this Eight of Pentacles card, the Pentacles energy, this is earth energy, right? So it's the suit that has to do with material things. So work, our careers, the money that we make from the work that we do. It has to do with education, our home, material possessions. And as you can see here, on the card, the man, he has coins off to the side, right? He's managed to, to accrue quite a bit of wealth there. But he's working very hard. He's making the horse hoof there, right? I mean, he's making to put on the horse's hoof, the horseshoe, and he's working very hard at it. So usually this the Eight of Pentacles is referred to as the apprentice card, right? And usually it's associated with working very hard at a task, right? Learning all there is to learn about a specific craft. So this could be, it also can can have to do with working too many hours, right? Putting in a lot of hours, working a lot of overtime. This could be, since this is in the release position, could be a couple of things here. This could be you releasing, any sort of overwork that you have been doing. If you have been putting in, more than your share of hours at work, this is you releasing that at this point. It can also have to do with, moving out of the position of apprentice. So this could be you releasing this apprenticeship right now, right? This could be you actually undertaking, sort of a new beginning, new undertaking, new results, moving up in your work. This could be you leaving behind, getting out of, the role of apprentice and moving into a different role. So releasing, this the training phase or this beginning phase and moving into a different role, a different position, moving up. That sort of, so releasing the trainee, taking off your training wheels, right? Releasing that and moving forward. What you need to retain here with the Judgment card, right? Again, this is Major Arcana, so this is, a significant message. And we do have, out of the 7 cards, we have 3 Major Arcanas. So, a half or nearly half of the reading is made up of Major Arcana cards. So the Judgment card, usually we think of it as very linked to karma, right? It's a card that does have karmic ties. It's a card that speaks of overcoming, right? It's a card that typically it's a call to something. So it has to do with like death, atonement, rebirth, leaving the past behind, along with, any feelings of guilt or any, negative feelings towards things of the past, leaving that behind and really, kind of making amends with things and moving on, right? It could have to do with like a difficult decision, like a judgment call. Definitely has to do with newness, new things, fresh starts, understanding that through endings, or through death comes life, through endings come new beginnings. And in this particular deck, this card is called, or what it speaks of is the path towards the light, right? So it has to do with definitely, overcoming something from the past, but having positive results, positive things coming in, a new sense of renewal, right? Difficult times ending, the end of suffering. So, that's what you need to retain. So what you're retaining here is this new chance, is this moving forward, right? Is moving out of something, but heading towards this, and it's interesting because you see, she is staring at the light here, right? She is taking this path towards the light. And what we have here as releasing, we have another card that, he has this sunflower or this light shining ahead of him and he's charging off, right? But it's like in a different direction here. So this is what we're releasing, is the Chariot. And now the Chariot card, again, a Major Arcana card. It's number 7 of the Major Arcana. And usually the Chariot has to do with balance. The Chariot has to do with, it's a definite victory card, right? And we actually have 2 huge victory or very positive cards, 2 big yes cards out of the 7 cards, right? We have the Chariot over here. And then we have on the opposite side, and what you need to give, we have the Sun card. So both of these cards are very, very positive. And usually the Chariot is about success. It is about kind of achieving one's goals, right? And achieving this through self-discipline, through hard work and perseverance, right? It's about harnessing opposing energies or forces and sort of using them to your advantage to go after whatever it is that you want. And this is, it sits below the release card, right? So we have the releasing of the Pentacles over here, and what you're receiving, so you're retaining and then receiving this positive, forward momentum here with the Chariot card. So this is, it's a very positive, extremely positive spread for this new moon for many of us. Because the Chariot card it does, in this particular deck, it has to do with messages, right? It also has to do with, again, reaching goals, but it's also to do with kind of reawakening. And we have the Judgment call and the rebirth here, and then this reawakening coming in with the Chariot card. So there might be, and this is what you're receiving. So you might be receiving messages at the, coming up at the full moon. There might be some, as this is a major arcana card, there might be significant messages, life-altering messages. The Chariot does also, or can possibly, represent movement. It is a card of movement. So this could be you hearing about a move, right? Receiving news of a move. That's what you're receiving. So news coming in about a possible move. It could be linked to this, apprentice card, leaving something behind. Maybe this is a promotion. Maybe this is you taking on a job in a different location. Maybe this is you deciding to do classes or go back to school at a different location than where you are. It can have to do with, physically getting up and moving to somewhere else. So definitely with the Chariot card, it can be that. So heading out towards a new destination, right? But it's a great card of, forward momentum, but it's also a great card of victory and of sort of you really taking the reins here. You see how not only is he holding this, the sunflower, and charging ahead, he has the reins, right? He is controlling his own destiny here, and he's going after what he wants. So, there could be news coming in significant news regarding, this new prospect or this new adventure, this new destination for you at the full moon, at the time of the full moon. In the surrounding, or how people are viewing you, right? People in your surroundings, how they're viewing you. You have the Ten of Wands, which is Wands energy. This is fire energy, and it usually, the suit of fire, it also has to do with the work that we do, right? The sort of the day-to-day tasks that we do, but it also has to do with our creativity, creative projects, creative endeavors. It can speak of our drive, right? Our passion, our drive, our ambition to go after the things that we want, right? And with the tens in the tarot, they typically signify endings. They're usually sort of culminations of things, or, endings. And usually the Ten of Wands, it symbolizes, as you can see on the card, the two people on the card, they're carrying, instead of wands, they're carrying on their backs a lot of watermelons, which, it might be okay to carry one watermelon up a hill, and they do have, you see there, they have a house, sort of their destination, where it is that they're heading, it's up this hill. And so they have this upward battle, right? They have to make it up this hill beginning with one watermelon, but no, now they have 10. So carrying 10 heavy watermelons up a hill is not an easy feat, right? It's not something easy for them to do, but so they might, even though they might be feeling overloaded, right, or very burdened, really struggling, having taken on possibly more than they can, more than their share at work, or more than they can or really want to handle. With it being a 10, it is an ending. So the end is near, right? The end is in sight. They're very close to reaching their destination. So people might be viewing you as somebody who has really been, working very hard, being very diligent, been putting in, and that it really does kind of mirror over here this Eight of Pentacles, putting in a lot of hard work, right? This is people really sort of noticing how much you've been working, how possibly overburdened you have been, how this has taken a toll on you. But also they're seeing that, it is sort of the end of it, right? Whatever this long climb is right here up this hill, whatever this is in your particular life, you are nearly reaching the top. And after the 10 of Wands comes the Ace of Wands, which is new beginnings. Okay, so they're viewing you as if you've been working very hard, and you have maybe felt overwhelmed, right? But you're nearly there. You've nearly made it. What you're giving to others is the Sun, right? And the Sun card is, like I was saying before, when I was mentioning the Chariot, the Sun card is a beautiful, positive yes card. When the Sun card appears in a reading, it's a card that speaks of great enlightenment, really seeing things for as they are, right? Whereas the Moon card sheds a shadow, right? The Sun card really illuminates, it brightens everything, it clarifies everything, right? It brings things into light for you. So if there was something that seemed a little confusing, or you were possibly unsure about, the Sun cards comes in to say, don't worry, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna have victory. Things are definitely improving. You're seeing things possibly, in this new light. So it's a card of, besides being a card of victory, it's also a card that has to do with good health, right? Having good health. It's a card that speaks of feeling very self-assured, right? Feeling very, you see how, the figure, he's sitting in, cross-legged on the card, just looking very, very relaxed, possibly doing breathing exercises, it looks like, and so, and this card in this particular deck, he's called the Lord of the Day. And so it is about vitality, right? And all of that beautiful, positive energy that, good health, good harmony, healing, plenty, success, all of these positive things that you can think of, right? That they're associated with the Sun card. And that's what you're giving, right? And that's what you will be giving to others, possibly sharing if there is some good fortune, if there is something that you are receiving over here, it's you sharing of that, right? And sharing of your happiness with others. And then the beginnings, what you have beginning here is the Three of Pentacles. So more Pentacles energy. We're talking about the Eight of Pentacles at the beginning. Now, the Three of Pentacles, yes, it's, once again, it's the earth energy, so that, something to do with possibly your work, your finances. But the three, it usually signifies that, it could be you partnering up with others, right? You possibly having achieved a short-term goal, but, now you're sort of taking a step back and planning, thinking about where you're going from here. It might involve partnering up with somebody else to get there, right? Usually this card, I'm trying to think, because in this deck does have, like, some of the cards have slightly different meanings. In this particular deck, it's called the Portrait of the Goddess. And so it has to do with creativity and skill and mastery. But it also, there is this element to it. And you can see how he is, he's painting, he has the paintbrushes there. So he's definitely, he's mastering or working on mastering his talent, right? But usually with the three, we think of, possibly needing to partner up with others to achieve our goals, right? So it's usually about you having reached some short-term goal, but it sort of encourages you to keep the bigger picture in mind, plan ahead, keep working. It's a card that says, okay, you've done a great job, but you need to keep going, right? So stick to your plan. Possibly this could involve working with other people, right? But you're definitely, heading in the right direction, and there are beautiful new beginnings coming in, which leads you to, what is your lesson? And you have this wonderful Nine of Chalices card. So chalices is cups, right? It's water energy. And water energy in the tarot, it has to do with our feelings, our emotions, our relationships. It's how our emotions kind of guide us, right? How our emotions end up influencing other, like our relationships in life, right? It also has to do with, um, there is a psychic, sort of intuition as well, a very sort of fluid, intuitive energy as well with the cup of the suit of cups. But the nine is a very positive card, right? It's the card of that we think of as being the minor arcana version of the star card, the wish card. So it's pretty much achieving goals and having your dreams come true. So that's a great lesson, right? To reach your goals and have your dreams come true. But it also tells us that once a wish is granted, you need to be very careful about what you wish for, and setting intentions and setting your intentions, um, really focusing on, what is it that you are going after. And we do have cards here that have to do with working hard and, and reaching certain goals, but planning and moving towards other things, other goals, new goals. So it's important to, keep in mind what it is that you actually want or desire. Because when you put those wishes out into the universe, wish upon a star, the universe has a way of giving things back. So be open to those things, right? So be careful. Our thoughts, our intentions, they are powerful things. So be sure of whatever those intentions are that you put out there, that they are actually, what you want. But it is a very beautiful card. It's a card that speaks of great joy, right? Of great, not just material success, but also, physical well-being. And we kind of, that comes up again with with the sun card and being sort of physically, healing and feeling well, and feeling, as though all is right with the world. It's a card of great harmony and abundance as well. So, if that's your lesson, I would say that really all you're kind of learning here is that your hard work has paid off, because it's brought you to a place where things are definitely moving forward. They're moving in this new direction. It might have been, quite an uphill battle for you, and it wasn't something that, was just kind of handed to you on a silver platter. You had to work long and hard to get there. But, you're definitely reaping the rewards of this at this wonderful full moon at the end of January. So I love this for everybody. This is a very powerful but a very positive message for us to have as we leave the month of January and move into the second month of the year. So I do hope that the messages have helped you in some way. Please be looking out for the extra video. I have another short video which is just telling you how to participate in the free tarot reading giveaway that I do at each full moon. So pay attention to what, if you're interested in participating, pay attention to what you need to do in order to get your name in the drawing. And if you win, you will get a free, 10-card Celtic Cross spread reading. I've had very positive feedback about the readings so far, so I do enjoy doing them. It's my way of giving something back to my viewers, and I really do appreciate each and every one of you. So thank you once again for watching. I look forward to reading for you again, and just know that I'm sending you all much peace, love, and light for this wonderful full moon. Bye for now.